My name is Tony Brittain. I'm the Deputy Head Teacher at Sale Grammar School in Manchester. Part of my role at the school involves leading teaching and learning, and within the auspices of that, I'm the professional mentor for the initial teacher education programme. With that in mind, I've worked with the University of Manchester for 8 years now at Sale Grammar School, and I'm pleased and privileged to say that I'm now chair of the University of Manchester Partnership Committee. The benefits of taking trainee teachers from the University of Manchester are multifaceted. In the first instance, it relates to the quality of the trainees themselves and the rigorous recruitment process that ensures that. The curriculum is well delivered, it's well managed, well planned, and it's very helpful. And I would also argue that the administration of that and the support that's provided by the University of Manchester is second to none. And that's a real key feature of the partnership. And perhaps that's the greatest strength and benefit, really. It's that partnership. It's the working of the university with the schools and with the trainees together to ensure the delivery of what I think is a really successful programme. I think in describing the strengths of the trainee teachers from the University of Manchester, the starting point has got to be to talk about the University of Manchester itself. I think the attraction of the PGCE programme of the University of Manchester is the allure of the university. It is regionally, nationally, internationally known as a phenomenal place to study, and it attracts therefore the very best candidates. And we see that with the teacher training programme. So that has to be the starting point. They have academic excellence and rigour, and with that comes great capability, adaptability and critical thinking. That's a starting point. I think the preparation of the trainees at the University of Manchester is fundamental to the success of the programme. It's twofold for me, really. In the first instance, it's important that the trainees are provided with the curriculum knowledge and experience in order to undertake their first placements, but also in addition to that, and this is perhaps even more key, it's about preparing the trainees for life in schools. My experience is that the trainees arrive with a can-do attitude, a proactive attitude and an empathy, and they do need an empathy for the working environment that they're about to enter. I think the curriculum of the secondary programme at the University of Manchester is one of its greatest strengths. If we refer to it as the core content framework, in the first instance it's organised very helpfully into very clear, approachable and well-structured sections. The 5 key areas also again really helpfully mirror the early career framework, and that's really worth pointing out. Let's be honest, the trainees who are completing the PGCE are going to go on to become early career teachers. It's crucial therefore that the content that they receive in the programme and the PGCE then matches what happens in the future, and there is real cohesion and there's real progression. Not only does that help the trainees, and I think they can see their path forwards, but it also helps the subject mentors in schools, and it helps me as a professional mentor, because the resources within schools are finite. Time is incredibly precious, so in the organisation of professional development it helps crucially if we're developing CPD programmes, we can align our structures within the school to what's happening both for our teacher trainees and our early career teachers, and we have that synergy thanks to the curriculum of the University of Manchester. One of the key strengths of the education programme at the University of Manchester is of course the curriculum, and an element of that is the progress matrix. I see this as a really important part of the programme, of the curriculum, and a very helpful vehicle for self-reflection and for professional development. What I really like personally about the progress matrix is that it is not administrative or bureaucratic for the sake of it. It is a helpful document, and this is crucial because self-reflection can often be done in a very perfunctory and chore-like manner. This is not the case with the progress matrix. It is divided up into clear sections, it mirrors the core content framework, it helps with career development because it matches the early career teacher framework, and it is a very helpful vehicle for reflection and for progression. I think one of the greatest strengths of the University of Manchester is the partnership. I think it's absolutely first class. There are a number of elements that I think shine through. First of all, if I talk about the trust between the schools and the university. From the outset, it is absolutely clear that the team at the University of Manchester place great trust in schools. They place onus on the schools to do their job. There is a clarity of role, but there's a real respect between the University of Manchester and the schools. The teachers who actually deliver on a daily basis the professional development to the trainees. That's the starting point. I think the provision of support from the university is absolutely second to none. The School Liaison Team, in conjunction with the education team at the university, provide, if you like, minute by minute, hour by hour support if there are any issues at all. I'm at great pains to say the preparation of the trainees ensures that the standard of the trainees are very high, and wherever there are any issues, they tend to be idiosyncratic to an individual. But let's be honest, teaching is a very difficult job and there are real challenges, so it's bound to be that at times people will need support. And when you call on the University of Manchester, on their tutors, on the school liaison officers, they do an incredible job. They answer your calls immediately, they'll come and visit you in school, and they'll offer that kind of support that you need to help you, your subject teachers and the trainee to make progress. Another key feature of the partnership is literally the partnership of the wider collective of schools across the region. So if I talk about the partnership committee, which is growing steadily year on year, we have meetings where in excess of 35 schools, perhaps even close to 40, will meet to discuss professional development opportunities and the improvement of the partnership and the development of the programme. That in itself speaks volumes about the reputation of the University of Manchester and the value that schools place in the partnership, that we've got 30 to 40 people in the meetings. I chair those meetings and they are vibrant, they're supportive, they're a helpful process. Part of that are the showcase meetings, which is organised by the School Liaison Team, an opportunity for schools to share the very best practice in relation to not simply teacher training, but also other aspects of professional development. Personally, I can say that we've magpied some wonderful ideas from colleagues across the region that have been showcased on those events. But again, it's all part of that sense of an open partnership, a trust relationship, and one where we share practice together. I think they are the key elements that make the partnership between the University of Manchester and schools, I think, exceptional. I think a really important part of the partnership that exists between the University of Manchester and the schools is the opportunity to engage in collaborative working. Over the course of the 8 years that I've been working with the University of Manchester, there have been countless opportunities for schools, for my colleagues, myself, to engage in working parties in relation to some really key educational initiatives. More recently, that's related to the core content framework and the development of that for the university. It's related to subject mentoring and the standards for subject mentoring. We've looked at feedback and marking and assessment, and they are to name but a few. The benefits for that for my colleagues in school is that it provides some really useful professional development opportunities. I think it accentuates the trust that exists between the University of Manchester and the schools, and I think it provides opportunities for both the university and the schools to mutually benefit from the situation. It provides evidence, opportunities for research. There's opportunities to take part in the blog, which is an engaging and developmental part I know of the University of Manchester's work. So again, it provides my colleagues the chance to do their own writing, if you like, to engage in their own research and development, an extension of their academics development as a teacher. And again, that's all part of what is a true partnership that exists between the university and the schools. The School Liaison Team are fantastic. They have many strengths. First of all, the makeup of the team itself. They're all really experienced teachers, often senior leaders within schools, but they have got a wealth of experience, a combined experience which helps them enormously. They work very cohesively together as a unit, and that is beneficial to schools, but it's that experience and knowledge of the actual school environment which allows them to provide some really first-class support for schools. What I find really useful in addition to that is the consistency of the team and the fact that the School Liaison Team provide the same officer for schools year in, year out. So over the course of 8 years I've been a professional mentor. I've known only 2 who've worked with me at the school, which gives me an opportunity to build relationships, to build trust, to build support mechanisms, and also to develop the school. We've had the opportunity to be accredited as an outstanding school, which wouldn't have come about had it not been for the School Liaison Team. They provide nuanced, idiosyncratic and very helpful support. They're understanding and empathetic, they are objective, they take neither side, and again I'm accentuating there the true partnership and trust that exists between the 2 parties. They also support the showcasing and the research, and they're a key part partner within the partnership committee. So all in all, I can't praise highly enough the support of the School Liaison Team. We have appointed trainees to the school from the University of Manchester, and they are taken as a whole always really high quality. In talking about the strengths of the teachers at our school from the University of Manchester, I'm talking holistically really about the big picture in terms of the strength of the course. They are always of a high calibre because the recruitment into the course in the first instance is really high quality. It's a rigorous process. The attraction of a Russell Group university means that from the outset the trainees that arrive on the PGCE are always strong and of the right standard. They're supported by a fantastic curriculum during the course of their PGCE year. They're supported by fantastic tutors at the university. They have a nuanced and idiosyncratic, personalised, if you like, and bespoke programme where they get given a main and contrasting placement that suits them and it helps their development. The documentation in terms of the progress matrix, the curriculum as I've described, is really helpful. So as a result of that, they get a meaningful and quality year. As and when they arrive in school for their first placement as previously an NQT, now as an early career teacher, they are well prepared. They have the right attitude, they're academically strong, and they have great character. They have perseverance, and you need that in teaching. It's a challenging role, and they have that in plentiful supply. They're reflective and they're critical learners, and again, you need to have that. Yeah, we're always very, very pleased with the strength of the teachers that we recruit from the University of Manchester.